Claude Debussy's Arabesque No. 1 Andantino con moto from his Deux Arabesques, composed circa 1890, is one of the most well-known works in the arabesque style, a genre which Baker's Student Encyclopedia of Music defines as coming from Western ideas of Arabic music and architectural aesthetic, which were considered to be highly ornamental in their nature. The parts of this piece that I found especially interesting were the pentatonic scale-based main melody, the constant switching from duple to triplet rhythms, and the voice leading by planing, causing a sense of eliminated progression. In this presentation, I proved that measures 17 through 24, 34 through 40, and 63 through 70 of the score require analytical attention due to their ambiguous tonal nature, intricate transitional area, and interesting harmonic structures. I will be discussing the following subjects: overview of the piece, Debussy's enigmatic tonality, transitions in focus, non-tonal harmony, and a conclusion. Before an in-depth analysis can be undertaken, consideration of the context of this composition is necessary. Arabesque No. 1 was composed when Debussy was in his late 20s, around 1890-1891, and while he was living in Paris, France. Shortly before this, in 1887, Debussy returned to Paris from Rome, where he was living as part of the Prix de Rome Award. In 1889, Debussy attended the Paris Exposition Universelle, where he first heard Javanese gamelan music. He then met Eric Satie in 1890. Contemporary pianists François-Joël Thiollier, Peter Frankel, and Bennett Lerner have recorded albums featuring Arabesque No. 1. At certain sections within Arabesque No. 1, there is evidence of vague tonality, a deceptively sophisticated transitional area, as well as a fascinating arrangement of non-tonal harmony. I primarily used the following methods to analyze the piece. I chose to use these methods because they are beneficial for examining extended tonality, the navigation of key areas, and the specific harmonic color palette. My analysis will inform my performance, as I will be able to emphasize my findings through more considerate phrasing, articulation, and dynamic expression. The main fruitful results of my analysis will now be presented. A moment that is particularly difficult to interpret is measures 17 through 24. The key area of this section is difficult to analyze because it is unclear whether Debussy is momentarily modulating, hinting at other keys via altered chord qualities, or simply using a series of unconventional tonicizations. This section can be analyzed in three different ways: through brief modulation to the mediant, submediant, and subdominant key areas, through chords whose traditional qualities are altered, and by means of unusual tonicizations. I am considering these three options equally, as I am still unsure which to follow. My decision will inform how to best shape the possible modulations and the centric pitch class and pitch class collections. The transition into the B section is achieved by means of common tone modulation. The pitches in the two bars preceding the new section are E, G sharp, B, and F sharp, which are common to both E major and A major collections. The bar immediately before the change features a sustained E pedal. Debussy may have chosen to transition to explore additional harmonic ideas within a related centricity, as A major is the subdominant key of E major, while E major is the dominant key area of A major. John Novak states that transitions that do exhibit a common subset between sections often contain additional intervallic or chordal resolutions that the ear may find far more defining than the mere presence of common tones in his article. This is evident in measure 39, as the E in the right hand resolves down to the D, the third of the supertonic chord, and the E in the left hand resolves up to the fifth of the chord, the F sharp. Regarding performance, I will lean into the transitional common tone pitches more to seamlessly blend the sections together. This is how I will do so. Throughout the work, Debussy's harmonic language is based on tertiary chords with ample extensions like sevenths, ninths, elevenths, and so on. Interesting harmonic passages occur in measures 63 to 65 and in measures 67 to 69. This excerpt is engaging and uncommon due to the harmonic mirror image that is used to construct the phrases. These observations will inform my performance as I will henceforth highlight the mirror progression in the score. I plan to do so primarily through dynamics. For both phrases, I will begin forte, decrescendo until the middle of the progression, and then crescendo until the phrase's completion. I will now demonstrate this passage with little dynamic consideration of the progression, and then with much consideration. Despite tonality being present in the piece, Debussy explores the limits of possible modulation as well as tonal and analytical ambiguity. At the same time, his deceptively intricate transitions further highlight the ample considerations he had for traditional tonal relationships. His innovative approach to harmony within this work completely departs from the model of functional progressions. Through the contextual study and theoretical analysis of Debussy's Arabesque No. 1, the composer's early dissolution of tonality is evident. I believe that Arabesque No. 1 foreshadows the compositional practices and musical philosophies that would characterize the composer's later life.